Excuse me. Hey, I love your car. What do you do for sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. What do you do for a living?
Are you the guy from TikTok?
Yes. Have you seen the videos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What do you do?
Social media.
Oh, cool. Like what kind of social media?
Should I say? Yeah.
What do you do?
I do OnlyFans.
Oh! Any crazy stories with OnlyFans or any like crazy people?
Yeah, oh my god. One guy had me spit in a jar and he paid me $5,000 for it.
In a jar, so you're spit. 5,000.
Another guy paid me $10,000 to FaceTime him and he just poured milk on his body.
Like naked.
Thanks, God.
10,000?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, you're rolling in cash then. I love it.
I pay for a lot of things, you know? Pay for these, so.
Oh, there we go, honest. He's like watching this right now. Like,
I know, probably. I have a lot of stalkers and people just like fall in love with me. They're obsessed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, cool, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
What the hell is wrong with people? What's with this like fun, laughing, upbeat tone? Oh, you're a hooker. How fun. How quirky. Tell me funny stories about how you subject yourself to perverts. Ooh, look at how much money you made. They paid for your fake tits. They paid for this Porsche. Ah, being a hooker is so funny and quirky. TikTok is an app accessible by children. Why is this propaganda morally acceptable? Are we so blind to think that seeing women in glamorous cars bragging about how much money they're making isn't influencing young impressionable girls? Some 13-year-old watching this thinking, hey, I want nice cars. I don't want to work hard. I can spit in a jar for $5,000. Maybe I should be a hooker. Let me say something that's not politically correct, which is that most people are stupid. They're not smart. They're not capable of making intelligent decisions, especially when they're young. Thank God we live in a culture that civilizes people, that for the most part pushes them in a good direction. In our human civilization, we praise people for their hard work and achievements, and we look down upon people who do nothing but take drugs and mooch off the government. This is a good thing. Civilization is a positive force. It's called creating a positive incentive structure. You offer social approval and other positive rewards to incentivize people to act in good ways. And for negative behaviors, we have consequences of social isolation, judgment, shame. For the most part, people behave as well as the consequences of their actions force them to. One of the big reasons why there aren't more people out there committing infidelity, lying, stealing, cheating from people is because the negative incentive structures that we have against those people. We look down upon those behaviors. That's a good thing. That disincentivizes negative behavior. That's why I said that most people are dumb. We don't have a world filled with intelligent, rational beings who are making smart choices because they've independently figured this stuff out. No, for the most part, we've still got that reptile brain. Ooh, I want pleasure. Ooh, I don't want negative things. And they move towards the things that are socially approved of. There is a lot at stake here. And that's why it scares me when I see efforts in our culture to try and remove negative incentive structures from obviously bad behaviors. There's this push from modern women to accept everything. It's all just empowerment. It's all just feminism. I say no. In a lot of cases, we need more shame, more judgment, especially when we encounter women like this.
I don't get you guys on this app because you're like, I want to be independent, rich, and successful, but then I also want a sugar daddy. Like, babe, you can do both. Okay? I'm very successful, but I'm also engaged to a rich old man. Like, I'm not gonna spend my own money when I can spend his. Ew, I'm pretty. Get it together.
By all objective measures, this woman is lacking in any admirable qualities. It's impressive, really. In one short clip, she's displayed arrogance, selfishness, sexism, superficiality, and a willingness to prostitute herself out for money. Why, you think, would anybody feel comfortable posting something like this online? She's surely going to get roasted. But here's the thing, she's not. The disincentive structures that used to be in place, that used to shame women who are selfish, superficial, sexist, or prostitutes, they're no longer in place. There is a sizable portion of the population that see a video like that and they cheer her on. They watch that and they think that's an expression of female empowerment. You probably don't know this because your curated algorithm is not serving you up this content, but trust me, social media is filled with content that glamorizes pornography and prostitution.
Corinna just started an OnlyFans. In 48 hours, how much money did you make?
48 hours.
Oh my fuck.
I made a little over $1 million. And then I gambled to like celebrate and I won $30,000.
Oh my god.
Like look, like this person, $100 tip. Hey Corinna, can I get some pussy?
This is Corinna's brand new $400,000 Ferrari. How much are you making a month now?
I don't want to say.
I don't want to say it. 1.5 now.
That's what they say when it's getting up there. It used to be, I made $100,000.
When you watch videos like this, ask yourself, what is the incentive structure that's being set up? Does it seem negative or does it seem positive? When you've got young, impressionable girls who are wondering if they should be posting nude photos of themselves online, when they watch a clip like this, what conclusion do you think they're likely to be drawing? The branding of OnlyFans as like this fun, quirky, empowering thing for women to do is so dishonest. Pornography is a sad industry for broken people. It's not a positive thing to sell your body, to expose yourself to the sexual appetites of anonymous men on the internet. You're going to get suspicious of other women, you're going to lose trust in men, and you're going to lose your own self-esteem. But clips like this make it seem fun and glamorous. Look, I got a $400,000 car, isn't this great? Let me say it again. Most people are stupid. They're not capable of making smart decisions. Most individuals are not deep, contemplative philosophers, deeply considering the implications of all of their decisions. They're still operating in that lizard brain. They're seeking pleasure, trying to avoid pain. They're following incentive structures. And what does the lizard brain of a young woman want? Fame, money, popularity, nice things, to not work. When young women watch clips like this, it gets their neurons firing. I want that. I want that. I should do OnlyFans. So what's my solution? Well, I'm going to tell you about that in a moment, but first, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Bathmate. In my Hey Hero requests, I get a lot of guys asking advice about erectile dysfunction. Usually, I counsel them through the psychological blocks that they have because I don't think that ED medications are good for you. I don't think chemicals are the solution, plus they have weird side effects. So while I favor the psychological approach, I've recently become aware of Bathmate products and how they're a safe and effective way to increase your erection strength without using medication. The Bathmate is a hydro penis pump that you use in the shower, and while you pump, it safely draws more blood into the penis. It's giving a workout for the blood cells in your cock, exercising them. It's like going to the gym, but for your dick. From a psychological perspective, if your erections are something that you're feeling insecure about, it can be very, very reassuring to use something like this and to look down and see yourself rock hard. If this is something you're dealing with, I really recommend giving Bathmate products a try. These guys really stand behind their products. They're FDA inspected and regulated, and 92.9% of people who use their products report stronger erections after 2 months. 80% even said that it made their dick bigger. And if for whatever reason you're not satisfied with the results, these guys offer a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. What company does that? Honestly, I think that's incredible. 60 days, money-back guarantee. There's really no risk in giving this a try, so click the link in the description box below and see why these guys have thousands of satisfied customers. Okay, back to these incentive structures that are causing young, impressionable women to go onto OnlyFans. So what's the solution? Well, I'm making the case that we need to bring back intense social stigma and shame for women who choose to become sex workers. I think it's going to be very effective at keeping them out of the industry because you know what women care about perhaps more than anything else? It's what other people think about them. Women are very socially attuned. They care what other people think. They're desperate to obtain the social approval of other people. They want to be in good with the group. It's why for high school girls, the most terrifying punishment they can think of for one of their friends who's misbehaved is kicking them out, banishing them, the silent treatment. For those girls, that fills them with an existential panic. No, anything but social disapproval. I'll do whatever you want. Just let me back in the group. We need to do that on a large scale. We need to stop giving women who do OnlyFans and sex work any social approval. We need to bring back shame, actually reinstitute some negative incentive structures so that impressionable girls don't get suckered into an industry that's going to rob them of their chances for long-term happiness. But before we start this process of dismantling this positive incentive structure that seems to have sprung up, we first need to understand, where did it come from? How did this begin? So let me ask you, do you know how this started? Do you know why women first got sucked into this? I'm going to play a clip of Piers Morgan attempting to explain the concept of social stigma to an OnlyFans woman.
I was a law student.
Did you graduate? Or?
No, I dropped out to do OnlyFans. I'm 0.01 on OnlyFans, so I'm as top as it gets.
What do your family think of this? I mean, they must be incredibly disappointed, surely, that you backed in a potentially really successful career as a lawyer to do this.
Yes, my dad is dead and my mum is on my payroll.
I'm just curious about you being someone who embarked on a law career, was obviously very bright, went to university, packed it in just for money to be effectively an online stripper. I mean, that's what you do, right?
Yeah, way worse than an online stripper.
And you want to have kids yourself?
I don't really want kids right now.
How old are you?
25.
Right, so you will do at some stage, probably, right?
Maybe.
When you do, are you going to be proud that you have your little ones and they look at you and go, didn't you want to be a lawyer, Mummy? What happened?
Yeah.
You go, yeah, but look at all my stuff.
They could cry in a Ferrari.
I mean, there's your answer. Look at her fake smile. Look at the sadness in her eyes. Her dad is dead and her mother cares about her so little that she's profiting off her daughter being an online prostitute. That is incredibly sad that that's the state of her parents, that her family is just in tatters like this. And this is where it started, because it's the compassion that we feel for women like this, for the background that they're coming from, that prevents us from instituting any social stigma or shame. We don't want to kick somebody when they're down, and so we're reluctant to institute a negative incentive structure. When you see women like this and you hear stories of broken homes, parental death, abusive childhoods, and then they end up stripping or hooking to make ends meet, you feel sorry for them. At least I do. I won't speak for everybody in my audience, but this is a topic I've read extensively about. I've watched probably 50 podcasts of women who do sex work talking about their family life, about their childhoods, about the places they came from that led them to be making such destructive decisions. And truly, it's heartbreaking. And that's a big part of why the stigma is gone, is because we feel sorry for these women. And I think that we should. I'm not talking about removing compassion for what they've been through, but that's not the important question. What's important to consider is what's the best way to express that compassion. So this is the path that the culture has chosen. These women have been through enough. We feel really sorry for them. Let's not add on more difficulties. Let's not heap on the shame and give them something else to feel bad about. They're stripping, they're hooking in order to feed their habits. You know, they're sad, desperate people. We don't need to shame them anymore. And so let's just remove the stigma around the way they're choosing to make a living. Like, no, it's okay, love. It's fine. I'm not judging you. Yep, your career choice as an OnlyFans girl is completely valid. Being a sex worker is empowering. Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of. That's how the culture has chosen to express their compassion to these women. And I get it. I really do. On an individual level, my compassion would prevent me from staring face to face with a woman who is a sex worker and say things like, your career choice is shameful. I judge you for doing it. I don't think I could do that. That seems inappropriate to me, kicking somebody when they're down. But here's the thing. I don't think we can apply my level of individual politeness and morality at a societal level. If we do that, the consequences are going to be disastrous. So what I'm saying is, I see a big difference between I don't want to tell an individual sex worker that she should be ashamed of herself, to the leap of sex work as a profession is not something anybody should ever be ashamed about. Asking little girls when they grow up, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a prostitute? All of these are equally valid choices. No, fuck that. That's fucking weird. We can't live in a culture like this. But that's what we did. We removed that negative incentive structure. We removed the shame. We removed the judgment. And as a consequence, so many more impressionable girls are getting sucked into this industry. And it's a travesty. In some moments, it makes me really sad to think about. But at other times, it just makes me angry. When I watch clips like this one here, it makes me angry.
It was kind of like this crazy thing of I launched my OnlyFans with the intention of like only doing like lingerie stuff. That didn't last very long, but but yeah, and it just went nuts. Like I made 30 grand my first day without even posting anything. Like I think
30 grand in the first day. That's a car.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
more than my car.
Oh my goodness.
Look, it really went off. Like I made about $500,000 in my first, so between May and September.
$500,000.
Yeah, mind you, I haven't been taxed yet, so I will get taxed out my nose.
Okay,
with
still.
That. But,
from when? What's the period?
So from May until I think September, I hit.
That's only like what, like less than 6 months.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And
then
it's a deposit for a house.
4 years, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. Hey, wow.
Girl, I'm proud of you, girl. That's a back right there, girl.
Damn.
Thank you. Thank you.
First off, what the hell is wrong with these men? Oh, I'm so proud of you, girl. That's amazing. What? You're proud of her? Why? Why specifically are you proud of her? What exactly has she achieved? Do you have such a superficial value system that you are impressed by the money that somebody has, even if it's obtained by the seediest of ways? And these women who go on podcasts bragging about how much money they make. I mean this in all sincerity. Can women like this please have the decency to be ashamed of yourselves. Stop glamorizing what you do. Stop recruiting young, impressionable women to make the same choices you did. Stop encouraging them to make the same mistakes that you have just so you feel less bad about yourself. I mean, how greedy can you be? You've already won the lottery. You don't deserve your success. You have an insane amount of money, which by all measures of justice, you do not deserve. You haven't earned it. Just be grateful for your luck. But no, that's not enough. You want more? You want praise? You want social approval? You want there to be no stigma for what it is you do? Honestly, how selfish can you be? Don't you realize the damage that you're doing by glamorizing this? Incentivizing more women to do this? How can you possibly be okay with that? You need to take your ill-gotten gains, all this money that you haven't properly earned, and just thank your luck. Enjoy that money privately. Stop going online and boasting and bragging about it. Otherwise, this is going to be the consequence.
I actually have to laugh or I'm gonna cry. I'm watching the Olivia Atwood Getting Filthy Rich, and this girl on OnlyFans makes a 1-minute video and gets $100, and I'm like trying to work out how much do I get paid in 1 minute, and I work for £9.50 for 1 hour. Let me just do this maths and come back. Gosh, no, I'm actually crying with laughter because she makes in 1 minute $100, and in 1 minute I make 15 pence.
Yep. This is the effect of bragging about how much money you make on OnlyFans. You make decent, hardworking women feel bad about themselves, about how little money they're making, and you make them start to contemplate doing OnlyFans too. And once a woman starts down that path, it's going to destroy her values and any chance at happiness. Watch this clip and you'll see the value system of an OnlyFans woman.
There's no family insight for your future?
If it happens that I have my partner that is going to support me, that is never going to stop me in my dreams, okay, but I'm not gonna have a guy that's gonna be like, no, don't dress like that, don't go out like that, don't do that, don't do this. Let me know what I love, and then if I love myself enough, I will love you.
Wow, that's I think they would define that as narcissism, but this is what OnlyFans does to women. They get so much attention right now, it doesn't matter at all about a family. It's like, maybe I'll find a guy, I don't care what he thinks, he's gonna have to love me because I love myself. You don't care about the man that you want to have kids with, but it doesn't even matter. Like right now, you're getting so much attention, it doesn't cross your mind to have kids, which is insane. How many girls in their 20s think this way because they're getting some money and attention from simps online?
He's exactly right. OnlyFans will permanently damage the mind of a woman and twist her values. It will change the way her brain works. She's going to start thinking the most valuable thing that I have to offer is my body. All men are pigs. Children are pointless. They're just going to get in the way of me making more money. Sex isn't an expression of love. It's something that I should be paid for. I do not want to live in a culture where women aspire to be hookers. And this is me, Alexander Grace, the feminist, talking. I think it's demeaning. I don't think it makes women happy. I think women who promote this are selling out their own gender, and they are too selfish to feel the shame that they should be feeling. So what's the solution? Well, I've already shared one half, which I think is to reintroduce the negative incentive structure, to reintroduce judgment, shame, negative consequences for women make this choice. But that's just half of it. The other half is reintroducing positive incentive structures for women who have better values. To use the power of social media to reward real femininity. When I create YouTube videos, I tend to focus on the negative parts because they're more clickable. People are more interested in that content, but that doesn't mean that the positive aspects aren't just as vital. And I'm desperate to talk about them as well. And that's why I include them in the full-length versions of my videos. Like in this instance, the full video is available on Patreon, where I discuss all the positive incentive structures that we can create for women so that they can make better choices. What I post here on YouTube, these are just shortened, abridged versions of my videos. If you want to see the really in-depth stuff, the full-length versions of my videos, come on over to Patreon.